What's up, guys? How you doing? Getting the day started. Gonna go head over to the studio, Kung Fu, JWMA, however you guys like to call it. I gotta upload some stuff again, as well as I have some ideas for a couple shots that I want to do. So let's head inside.
What's up, everybody? NATO here. Instructor vlog. I like this. What is it? What were your 2020 goals? How has the quarantine affected it, good or bad?
Alright guys, what's up? It's Daniel showing you guys a couple of things that I do in my spare time, leisure time as you may call it. One of the things I do like to do is work on my editing because I suck at it. So I'm trying to be cool like Osai and Matthew and get some editing skills in there.
What's up, guys? It's Mo. Right now we're gonna make a little bit of lunch. I'm really hungry. Last night we had a crazy awesome session, training session with Eric, and today we're going to nice and relax, get some work in, but first I'm hungry. Let's go make something to eat. I'm gonna make myself an egg and bacon sandwich. Stay tuned, guys.
The way that this whole quarantine has kind of affected my life. I genuinely thought that everything that I wanted to do and was thinking about doing was gonna have to come to a halt, but I've actually been able to progress in my life a lot, surprisingly, in the past 6-8 weeks, however long it's been.
And I'm gonna take you through a little bit of my day, the beast modes day, on a quarantine day, okay? I love being outside. That's the first thing you need to know. So everything about me is most likely going to be outside. I hate housework. I would rather work in my yards any day. So one of the things I've done during this quarantine is I've actually redone my garden. So this is one garden I've redone. I'm gonna flip it around and let you guys see. There we go. This is the little pathway we have up into the... And I'm in love with hibiscus. I have an orange, a red, a peach, a pink. I love my pink one. It goes crazy right now. There's my red. It's coming out this morning. It's really pretty.
So one of the big things for me, especially that happened during this quarantine, was having some more time for myself and to get back into my passion, which is artwork. You guys know, like I went to college for fine arts. I was a general fine arts major and kind of used it, got into the creative field when I came out, but haven't been pushing it for a while, like literally decades. So this break I've been touching on it a little bit, but this break has allowed me to really refocus on it and get some more time, put some more effort into it, and rediscover my passion and love for it. I know when I came out of college, one of the things that I lost was the passion and love because I started thinking about how can I make money from my artwork. As now, it's back to when I was doing it as a kid. It's just creating just for the sake of creating. And that's my passion. It's something that I'm back into. That's my recreation, my free time. Gets the world off of me, makes me think in a broader sense. It actually helps me both zoom in and zoom out in my thinking at the same time, because with art you work up close to the piece, obviously, but then you have to always step back to observe the overall piece. That was one of the things when I was younger, that I would always work up close and develop, and I would draw this really great magnificent eye, and then by the time I finish and this eye is done, the rest of the head is kind of just like mess, so I can't match it up because I focused too much on one part and I didn't take in the whole. So it's constant, or it's great for me to think in those terms of I work in the zoom in, I develop a section, and then I have to zoom out before I overdevelop that section and see how it's working with the overall piece, and then go to another section and work on that, and work on that, and work on that, and work on that to bring the whole piece together.
Next up is watching my favorite show. I have a lot of favorite shows. How I Met Your Mother is one of them. 70s show, I love watching 70s show, but this one takes the cake, and that is The Office. I watch this show a lot because it's nice. It's a nice, cool show. It's funny, it's relaxing, and I don't have to pay attention way too hard because it's a show I've seen a lot of times. So one thing to help me relax is I like to watch shows that are fun for me, and that's one of them.
What's up, guys? Changing the scenery just a little bit. We're in the back of the studio. I'm here pretty much just wanted to tell you guys that we're gonna focus on some uploading today and maybe get a little bit of a workout in. Of course, we went for the run this morning, but we need a little bit more to sustain some healthy activities.
What do I do on a day-to-day life? Well, I'm still working. I'm very thankful that I'm able to work from home. Which is good, which is bad. Good because I get to work from home. Bad because everything's closed. I mean, for the past few weeks, the parks are closed, the beaches are closed, and that is something that's killer for me. I'm a very outdoors person, and I feel like all of it's being taken away from me. I still train. I'm very lucky. I have an awesome training partner. She's my girlfriend. So yeah, I'm still doing Muay Thai. I'm still doing Jiu Jitsu. We're about to go do a session right now. Muay Thai, you know it. And you know, aside from that, you know, doing ninja stuff, doing crazy stuff with my training partner. I do some paddleboarding. I've kind of paddleboarded back here on this lake in Canal. It's kind of getting boring because it's the same route over and over, although I'd have to explore some of the other routes, but it's still fun. I do skateboard still. There's a golf course, I'm lucky enough, on the other side of this place where there's a nice jacaranda golf course or something, but it's nice. There's like 3 parts to it, it's really nice. Lots of cooking. I think I'm getting fat.
At the beginning of 2020, I set myself a bunch of goals that I wanted to be able to accomplish by the end of the year. Now, with those goals being, written out, not anywhere in my mind was I thinking, I'm gonna go through it. There's gonna be a pandemic crisis that's gonna go on, and I'm gonna have to adjust things to go over there. Not at all. But with that being said, I still think I will be able to achieve the goals that I set for myself. Even when I do set my goals, I do set kind of high standard goals that, they are achievable, but they're still hard goals to achieve. With things being a little bit harder, I might not be able to achieve all of them, but I do think I'll still be able to achieve most of them. I wanted to win an MMA title this year. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, my title shot had to get delayed, but I'll still eventually get that. So I'll definitely, get a title this year. I definitely wanted to be able to make the U.S. National Men's MMA team. So hopefully I'll be able to make that, and then go into the World Championships and win that as well. Those were also goals that I had coming into 2020. As long as they still have the championships going on, I don't know what's going to happen. It's toward the end of the year, so hopefully they'll still have them, and maybe I'll have the chance to try for the MMA team and make it. But that's one of my main goals that I want to do this year as well. I want to fight at least 4 times a year. I said at least because I was hoping to shoot for 5 or 6, but because fights were delayed, we'll see. Hopefully, I think I should still be able to get 4 if I'm staying on track and don't get injured or anything like that. Most of my goals, are focused toward MMA because that's my career path, and that's what I'm trying to, go forward to. So I make a lot of my goals focused around that. I also wanted to get better at, not mixing, but more of a, what is it called? I want to do a better job at balancing my life, right? So I do a lot of crap, but mostly my life revolves around work, fighting, and then, personal life, right? So one of the main goals I wanted to do was to be able to manage that a lot better. And, with the pandemic, it's taken some of the things away, so I haven't been able to chance to have actually all those elements together to work them out. In the beginning, I was still working on that, but I still need work, and I'm trying to do better at that. So as the year goes on, we'll see how that goes, but I'm still trying to work on that, get that better. I definitely wanted to see a sports psychologist, see a regular psychologist, because I do think it's important to take care of your mental health. So I definitely wanted to get those in, and I still should be able to get those in by the end of the year. So a lot of the goals I have, I still think I'll be able to achieve them. And, even though it's going to be harder, I still think that I should and I will aim to accomplish all my goals, even though, the pandemic kind of put a halt on things, and it kind of gives you the excuse to not be able to achieve some of them. But, I still think it's important for you to strive and try to achieve all the goals that you set for yourself, even with all this stuff going on.
What's up, guys? We are back now at the house. As you can see, Mr. Freddie. He wants to work out too. One of the things that we did as a couple over the quarantine was Doug and I have been wanting to redo the floor in our house gym. So he actually took the carpet out, put down the flooring. We're adding on in here as we go, have some bands, we have some free weights, things of this nature, and just gonna keep it going. One thing I did last year that was a goal for me was I finished my personal training certificate, but I never finished the nutrition certificate. So I'm proud to say that through this quarantine, that's what I really worked on. So I finished that and I actually received the certificate in the mail today. So certified nutritionist coach. So I'm pretty proud of that. And yeah, we'll see where that goes from there. Now I'm about to get some legs going. And yeah, I like to Google different exercises. I look up different exercises, do a little bit of research, and just play around with things and see what I can come up with for the next class.
The biggest thing I've been dealing with for the past year has been trying to figure out where to go with my career from where I'm at right now. I studied at Florida State. I got a degree in retail merchandising and product development. I had a great job at Target, but it was actually at Target that I realized I was not passionate about the field I was working in, and I really wanted to do something that I kind of got a sense of fulfillment from, and I just wasn't getting that where I was. So that's why I wanted to work at John Way, because I felt like I needed to be in a positive environment where I could grow and be around people that make me just better. And I've loved every second of it, and it really has given me that, because this quarantine time has actually forced me to look within myself and understand my goals. So basically, I have decided full force that I'm going back to school to pursue a career in clinical psychology. So what that means is 6 more years of school in my case. But during this time, literally in the past month, I have 1, decided to go full force, 2, I applied for a master's program online, 3, I got accepted, and 4, I actually started last week. So it's actually been quite a blessing to have this time, obviously under unfortunate circumstances, but I think it's important to understand that we are able to be productive during times like this, but also give yourself the benefit of the doubt. If you're having days that you're feeling off or you need a mental health day, make sure that you take it, because this world is so weird right now, and we just have to get through it together. So I think that I've been very fortunate to have been able to make such a life-changing decision in this time. And it's been crazy, and I'm super grateful, and I'm gonna do the best that I can to make it work, I guess. But yeah. So anyways, my life in quarantine has been wild. And by wild, I mean very average. These are a couple of things that I've been doing to pass the time.
Just finished up. We're gonna go head home. We're gonna get some food. We're gonna head home as well. And I want to touch up on some key things that are happening for Matthews 2020 and pretty much how the coronavirus has affected this goal. Back home, guys, I think it's safe to say that 2020's events have kind of steered everybody's life off course. That being said, not only just general life, but goals or plans you've had for this year. Me personally, I've had one goal that I truly wanted to accomplish for myself, and that's actually cleaning up my closet. It's a goal I can still accomplish because although we have things like COVID-19, it's not stopping my process. But let me show you guys what I mean by cleaning out my closet. Now, I want to preface this by saying I'm not the proudest of how this closet looks. So I'm going to show you a small portion. Yeah, let's turn it around. So here is a small portion of my wardrobe. What I mean by condensing is by the end of 2020, having this amount of clothes be shrunken down to only 1/3 of it. Reason for it being is as I get older, I realize that having all these material items is just unnecessary for me. Plus, this is more clothes than humanly necessary. I don't need this many clothes. Plus, having a more minimal wardrobe helps me focus on what I actually wear, and I can just get rid of the rest. And ladies and gentlemen, once everything is said and done, my goals for the day are completed. There's two main ways I like to finish things off. A, either editing some videos, or B, throwing on some Call of Duty. I don't think my snap feature's working today.
So next up on things I like to do when I'm hanging out, one of them is I like to play Xbox. So right now I am playing Star Wars, the new one. I don't remember the name of it, but Star Wars, the games like this kind of help me relax a little bit. They're fun to play, and for me, it's just something to help me relax a little bit too. So my favorite time to play games is after like a long day of training. If I train for a long time, I'll literally get some, oh, I just died. So I usually get, like, I take a shower or something, come in, play games for a while. That's what probably catch me doing on like my lazy Sundays or something like that. So playing games is one of my favorite. And I'm here to talk to you guys about my goals. So this year's goals was, number one, I was trying to get like a lot of personal growth. So just a couple of things I wanted to kind of grow with myself. So COVID really hasn't changed that at all, if anything. But the main thing that's really helped or changed was the fact that I wanted to fight more this year. But unfortunately with the virus, I had my fight canceled. But I got lucky and there's another event May 30th. So it hasn't really changed my goals at all. It's really made me pivot the goals because now I don't have as many training partners. I gotta be flexible with the times I train, but other than that, my goal is still the same. I want to get more fights in. If arena or no arena, crowd or no crowd, and I still get to do the fighting. And then with the personal goals that I kind of just want for myself, those don't change. Those are things I can do with or without going out or not. So those are my goals for 2020.
So some of my big goals for 2020 was travel. I wanted to take, I had, and this was going to be an important year for me to take like 3 big trips. They were each going to be at least 2 weeks long, 2 trips to Africa, 1 trip to South America. So that was a huge goal of mine that I was trying to make happen or going to make happen for this year. And yes, the pandemic didn't cancel it, but it pushed it back. One of my trips for Africa got pushed back till the fall. The other one got canceled until next year, and then in the fall, I was supposed to be taking a trip to South America, specifically going to Peru, but that may have gotten pushed back as well, since I pushed the Africa trip back to the fall. I may have to push the Peru trip back a little bit as well. Fingers crossed I still make that happen. I had a few other goals to make things happen, as far as finding a new place to live. That's still on track. Business goals, I had a couple business goals, and in actuality I would say the pandemic probably has helped further that along than it has pulled it back. It actually accelerated the process for certain things. So for me, this whole pandemic has been a blessing. It's caused us, and me in particular, to change my thought process, to push things a little bit faster, to work a little bit harder, to take that leap that that I may have been afraid of. I don't know if you guys out there have experienced the same thing, but definitely for me. And so in that sense, in the business sense, it has caused me to leap forward, which in turn I actually think is going to help me get to those goals, especially, like I said, going back to traveling and being able to travel and work from abroad. Like if I'm taking a long trip, I think it's going to help bring that together for me. So I'm looking at it as overall a blessing that some things that happen and some things that are going that way for it. So that's my thoughts. That's my 2020, or a couple of my 2020 goals, not all of them. Another big thing, as you guys saw, is like definitely getting back into art, and whether Art Basel or happens in the way it used to be, or there's a new iteration of it, we'll see. But another goal of mine is to get into a couple shows this year, get into a couple art galleries. So fingers crossed, once again, that happens. We'll see what the state of affairs of, our planet, our community, our society looks like, around the time of Art Basel or just any show coming up. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for listening.
I have been singing and playing guitar like an amateur. So I've been trying to write music during this time. I've been doing a terrible job the past couple weeks. I've been like blocked. But in the beginning, I wrote a few songs, and I'm gonna play you guys a little bit of one on the guitar and not sing for you because you guys know I'm shy, but it goes like this.